Welcome back to the show. So in the final part, we'll carry on with some transfer talk and we'll look ahead to the coming weekend's games as well. So let's talk transfers. Let's talk Arsenal, Kenny. A couple of signings.
Well, a couple of signings and a couple of outgoings, obviously, albeit on loan. We've got, like I said, the main one.
Let's talk about who's come in. We've got Bielik.
Bielik is 17-year-old. He's meant to be the Polish Patrick Vieira. So he's want to work. Apparently, Arsene Wenger's put him straight into the squad, which is encouraging. But really, I don't really expect him to feature this much this season.
I think he cost what, $2.5 million in the end. I think they were arguing about 100,000 or something.
Oh, definitely.
It's the Arsene Wenger way.
Arsene Wenger is basically like Arsenal's money man. He's like a bank manager, basically.
And talk a little bit about their recent signing.
Well, Gabriel Paulista, he plays for Villarreal, and I think Arsenal are looking more at a ball-playing midfield, ball-playing defender, and also he's good in the end. I think with the Brazilian players nowadays is that there's a physical side to them now, to the extent that they're producing more goalkeepers and defenders. They're not producing number 10s. And in terms of what we expect from him, I think he's a very good acquisition, and he's going to go straight in the squad. And I think Per Mertesacker needs a break. He's played every game. I think Sunday was the only game he didn't play. And so we're looking at that. And then obviously we've got our outgoings.
Was it right to send Podolski out on loan to Inter Milan?
Yes, because I know Podolski's got a lot of fans amongst Arsenal fans.
But it seems this season, any time he played, he did well. And I remember him scoring in the Champions League and then being benched for the weekend's game.
Well, you look at Podolski, football's a 90-minute game. And I'm sorry, the guy is not suited to English football.
I heard how he had... he wasn't a good trainer.
No, well, you could tell that. I mean, you look
he
at
had an attitude on the training pitch.
You look at that. He's like, no disrespect, right? When you play in Germany and in Italy, the game in Germany and Italy is fast, slow, then quick in the last third. In English football, it's like a sprint from end to end. He's just not suited for that. There were times when I was watching him where he couldn't even keep up with play.
So it's only a loan deal, though. Will that become permanent?
Well, it depends how well he does at Internazionale. Internazionale is struggling anyway. That's probably why they're looking for that player as well. Obviously, he's got international experience, over 100 caps for Germany. However, it really depends how he goes on. But I can't see him coming back to Arsenal. If he doesn't work at Internazionale, he's going back to Germany. And
then, speaking of Arsenal letting players go on loan, Joel Campbell as well struggled this season.
Joel Campbell's not an Arsenal player.
I didn't understand that because he had a very good World Cup.
Yeah.
But when the season started, you were playing Sonogo, who was a French League One player.
But French
a very raw player.
Right.
I've actually gone to see him play and he's very raw.
I've got an answer for that.
But then Campbell did get a few opportunities, and is it fair to say that he didn't take them?
He's not good enough.
But his opportunities were based on the left wing. He's a centre forward.
Yeah.
And he got opportunities in the Champions League, but there was never any opportunities in the Premiership. And that's what I didn't understand.
Well, I'll tell you why. Again, it's the same sort of argument we've got with Podolski. The bottom line is, there isn't actually a role for him in our team. We want players, we want our forwards to get beyond teams back fours. He can't do that. He likes to play beyond the forward. We already got players like that. Carvalho can play that position. Like Ozil can play that position, who are better than him. We want a striker who's going to get behind the back four and get with pace. Sonogo is an adaptable player because he's a French player, he's physical, and he's got pace to get behind defences. And that's why he was getting opportunities
I disagree.
Campbell weren't getting.
I disagree with you with Sonogo. I think he is a very raw talent. Yeah. He's not polished yet. I really do hope he does well at Crystal Palace.
I hope he started well. He's hit the ground running there. And could that become a permanent move as well?
Absolutely not. Arsenal, we need him. We need him. Arsene Wenger has put a lot of time and stock into this player to the extent that basically Jack Wilson's situation, when Jack Wilson went to Bolton, it was basically learn the game, learn your trade, then come back to us a better player.
So in terms of the Premier League London clubs, there hasn't been many coming in. Between now and the transfer, the both of you, do you see any big moves for our London clubs?
Probably Chelsea.
Chelsea definitely.
Chelsea definitely.
I also see something happening with QPR. Something has to happen, but not a big transfer.
They need a midfielder. They seriously need
They've got
help.
Sean Wright-Phillips on the bench.
Well, yeah, saw it, but he's on 60 grand and the manager don't want to play him. And once Harry Redknapp decides you're not in the team, that's it. He bears grudges.
So going back to Chelsea, who do you expect them to sign? Who do you expect them to be in for?
Well, we've already got the guy from Fiorentina, Quadrado. And again, because of FFP that Jody spoke about, they need to offload Schürrle's wages because obviously Schürrle can't get a game. And I know he's wanted back in Germany. They've got Wolfsburg and Dortmund.
Is that a wise move to let Schürrle go? He's done all right when he's come on.
Yeah, but he's
when
done
he's been
all right.
Given a chance.
But he's not in the first team. He's not so. Oscar is keeping out his team.
And there's Douglas Costa linked with a move to Chelsea as well.
Another player that Mourinho again. The way Mourinho plays, he likes to have sort of put South American players like Brazilians because the Brazilian players are very physical player now.
So what about Spurs and West Ham? Any movement do you see going on there?
In terms of Tottenham Hotspur, there isn't really anything of any note. We're still hearing noises about Jay Rodriguez, who's still got an injury. Maybe they're going to wait to the end of the season. But in terms of the players they've got, I don't see any movement for Tottenham.
Adebayor?
Well, I think Adebayor will stay because I think if they're in the League Cup and plus they want to get the top four, it's not wise to get rid of Adebayor.
But he hasn't figured much this season. I think he'll go on
Not
loan.
at Jerry. I think he'll go at the end of the season. I still think Harry Kane is a work of art that needs unravelling. He's not a finished article. Unfortunately, Soldado is basically a waste of time. So Adebayor, who's got Premiership experience and can actually turn it on when he feels like it, I'll keep Adebayor if I was Tottenham. Really would.
So moving on to the Championship, we'll quickly go through the clubs. There's a lot of loan movements going around.
You'll get that in the Championship and league, in the lower leagues. The simple reason is that the bottom line is that you're going to have a lot of players who are out of contract, and you're going to have a lot of teams at the bottom league who are going to have emergency loans. So players who can't get in. Remember, you've got a situation with Dagan Redbridge, Jakobiak from Watford. Emergency loan in December, scores a goal. It's to be extended to the end of the season. So I think the loan system works more for the small clubs. The simple reason is that if you're a big club and you want your players to learn their trade, then we're better than the Championship and the lower leagues to learn your trade.
Yeah, it's a really tough league. And I know a lot of Arsenal players, Arsenal reserves, they send their players there to the Championships to learn their trade.
Good stuff. So we'll have a quick look, because we are running out of time. We'll have a quick look at this weekend's games. So we'll start with the Premier League, and Crystal Palace host Everton.
Well, again, it's a game where Crystal Palace, this is the golden ticket now. We know what they're like in the big games. This is where they've got to earn their money. They've got to win this. And I think they will.
Everton are struggling a little bit. So how do you see that one going?
I think Crystal Palace win 2-1. Everton being found out.
Now, Kenny's quite good at these predictions. Let's pit you against him this week. Kenny versus the agent. Palace-Everton, how do you see it going?
Palace-Everton, 2-1 to Palace. Jason Puncheon to score.
2-1 Palace. What was your prediction?
I said 2-1. He's even got the goal scorer.
so you've gone for the same result there. We'll talk Liverpool-West Ham. West Ham travelling to Anfield. Tough game.
Tough game for Liverpool, not for West Ham. Tough game for Liverpool because
West Ham are flying.
West Ham are flying, and they like I said, they now have got pace in that side. And Liverpool, no disrespect, are not a good side. They might have surpassed themselves in the 2 games against Chelsea, but they reek of ordinariness. Liverpool. I think West Ham could go there and win.
Let's have a prediction.
I think I'll go for 0-0.
0-0. Prediction, Jody?
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Goal fest. We'll talk quickly about Stoke QPR. It's a relegation battle every week for QPR.
Well, the thing about it is that QPR got a bye because Bojan's out for the rest of the season, and that's their silky creative player.
So how do you see it going, Ken?
QPR haven't got a chance in hell. Seriously, they haven't got a chance in hell.
11th straight away defeat.
Absolutely, I think it'll be set pieces and midfield to lose it.
Let's have a scoreline.
3-0.
3-0 Stoke.
Yeah. Stoke to win 1-0.
Stoke 1-0. Close game. Quickly, West Brom Spurs. Spurs away at West Brom. Ericsson, 88th minute.
Not at all, I don't think so. Tony Pulis gets his side to play 90 minutes, if not 95-minute football. I'm talking a score draw 1-1.
1-1. Geordie?
I'll go with 0-0. I think Spurs will be tired from their FA Cup antics.
So 2 draws there. And the biggest game of the weekend, Chelsea host Man City.
No Costa, 0-0.
No Costa, 0-0.
No Costa, no Fabregas. So, like I said, feed the beasts. And the beast is not going to be playing. 0-0.
0-0, Geordie?
I'm going with a Man City win, 2-0.
Comfortable win for Man City. Even without Yaya?
Yep, even without Yaya.
Frank Lampard scored a winner. Scored a couple of goals.
Oh, that would be lovely. So we'll move to Arsenal-Aston Villa on Sunday. Sunday's game. Home win, surely.
Arsenal will win comfortably. Aston Villa will. If Arsenal scored the first goal, scored a couple of goals early, Aston Villa will capitulate.
So let's quickly move on to the Championship. We'll start with the biggest game of the weekend. That's Fulham at Blackburn. How do you see that one going?
Well, I generally believe that Blackburn are flying high, and I think Fulham will be happy with a point.
Draw? Well, let's have a prediction.
I think Blackburn will beat you 2-1.
2-1. Jody?
Blackburn to win. If Rudy Gester's still there, he'll score.
Score?
2-0.
2-0. Thanks, guys. Bournemouth versus Watford. Let's have a prediction. We are running out of time.
2-0 Bournemouth.
2-0 home win. Geordie?
Watford to win 1-0.
That's first versus sixth. Brentford's home to Borough. I think that's second versus third.
1-0 Brentford.
Ooh, big result.
Middlesbrough to win 2-0.
Ooh. Charlton, Rotherham? Charlton.
I think it'd be 1-1.
Charlton haven't won since November
And
now.
they're not going to win on Saturday either.
0-0 draw.
0-0 draw. And finally for the Championship, Forest versus Millwall.
Forest 3, Millwall 0.
Geordie?
Forest 2-0.
3-0. Well, we are running out of time, but elsewhere in League One, Leyton Orient plays Scunthorpe. In League Two, Dagenham and Redbridge host Cheltenham, and Morecambe travelled to, AFC Wimbledon travelled to Morecambe. Well, that's all we have time for this week. Join us again next week. A big thank you to our special guest, Jody Saki of DMA, and a big thank you, as always, to Mr. Kenny Ken, and we will see you next week. Enjoy the football this weekend.